Melania Trump attended her first public engagement on Monday after more than 3 weeks out of the public eye. The First Lady's appearance at the event for military families, her first public engagement since her hospitalization for a kidney procedure last month, came after it emerged she would not accompany her husband to the G7 summit in Canada, or the Singapore meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The White House did not allow journalists to cover the Gold Star event out of respect for the families, which meant Mrs. Trump was seen in person only by the 40 or so families and administration officials who attended. Video posted on Twitter showed the First Lady, who wore a black sleeveless dress and her trademark stilettos, strolling into the East Room accompanied by President Donald Trump. He showed her to a front row seat across the aisle from Vice President Mike Pence before heading to the microphone. "She looked beautiful," said retired Sergeant First Class Diana Pike, Pike's son, Chief Petty Officer Christian Pike, of Peoria, Arizona, died in 2013 from injuries suffered in Afghanistan. "She just looked so beautiful." Her absence out of the spotlight had fueled wild speculation as to her whereabouts, to which Mr. Trump alluded in his remarks. Mr. Trump joked about all the speculation that his wife had supposedly left him but said she was doing fine, Pike said. The First Lady later tweeted several photos of the event, including 2 of her seated alongside the president. Donald Trump will travel to Quebec for the G7, an event where world leaders are often accompanied by their spouses, on Friday and Saturday. The U.S. president will then fly on to Singapore ahead of his historic planned talk with Kim. It was unclear whether Kim's wife, Ri Solju, would be attending. Well, Trump and Melania enter to silence. First public appearance by Melania in weeks, at the Gold Star family's reception. "Thank you to the families for their service and sacrifice. Thoughtful face." pic.twitter.com/nswe1rhm. Riot Women. At Riot Women, June 4, 2018. Stephanie Grisham, the U.S. First Lady's spokeswoman, said, "She will not attend the G7 and there are no plans for her to travel to Singapore at this time." Before Monday night, Mrs. Trump's last public appearance was on May 10 when she accompanied her husband to Andrews Air Force Base to welcome home 3 Americans who had been held prisoner in North Korea. Melania Trump at an event in the Rose Garden of the White House on May 7. Credit, AFP. On May 14 she was admitted to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center in Maryland for the kidney procedure. Mrs. Trump underwent an embolization, which is most frequently used to cut off the flow of blood to a tumoral growth. The White House has given few details of the condition but has said it was benign. She returned to the White House on May 19. Last week Mrs. Trump sought to quell speculation about her health. In a tweet the First Lady said, "I see the media is working overtime speculating where I am and what I'm doing. Rest assured, I'm here at the White House my family, feeling great, and working hard on behalf of children and the American people." A CNBC journalist wrote on Twitter last week, "Not that this will deter the conspiracy theorists, but I saw the First Lady walking with her aides in the West Wing yesterday afternoon." Mrs. Trump made her international debut as First Lady at last year's G7 summit in Italy, and went on to attend the G20 in Germany. Last weekend she stayed behind in Washington as Mr. Trump and many of his immediate family went to Camp David. Mrs. Trump's spokeswoman said she has been having meetings with her staff and making plans for future White House events, including the annual congressional picnic in June and July 4.